So today we're going to be removing an alternator. First thing you want to do is grab a flathead screwdriver, get this intake pipe here out of the way. It's held on by one clamp here, and one clamp over here at the mass airflow sensor. So just loosen that one up, loosen this one up. It's also going to have a little clip right underneath this area here. It's going to hold the upper radiator hose in place. So you're going to want to undo that clip and just work its way out of here. As you can see, the clip is right here. Just put a flathead screwdriver in there and unlock it. Next, you want to remove that negative battery cable before you get into any of the wiring. The next thing you want to do is take a 10mm wrench and come back here to the back of the alternator. You're going to see this little black rubber thing, and that'll come off and slide down. And you just put your 10mm wrench on here and loosen it up. Next thing you want to do is unclip this main alternator clip. The next thing you're going to want to do is take your belt tensioner here, put a 15mm wrench on it for my vehicle. And just pull up on it, and it's going to loosen the belt where you should be able to slide it off of the alternator. If not, there's a smooth pulley right here by the alternator, and that'll be the one you want to slide it off on. So I just take it off that, and I just kind of put it down here out of my way. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove these two 15mm bolts. And they can be a little bit hard, so make sure you have a breaker bar or something, just in case. For the last step, you're going to need to get yourself a pry bar. If you're thinking you probably don't have a pry bar, because it's not exactly common for just the average non-do-it-yourselfers to have a pry bar, if you look in the back of your Tahoe or Silverado under the back seat, you should find a pry bar that looks similar to this. I've used this tool plenty of times. You just stick it under your alternator here and pry up. Mine's pretty well loose. Just be a little bit stubborn. And there you go. The alternator is removed. Now you can take this to the part store, they can test it for you, or you can just go get it replaced since you've already taken it off.
2 hours later.
Alright, so today I went to pick and pull and I picked up an alternator. This alternator's got a little squeak to it, but I'm sure it's fine. $16.99 for an alternator at the pick and pull that I go to. So we're going to go ahead and throw this back on here and test it and make sure it works, and then we'll probably split the case and clean it all up so it doesn't look like shit under the hood. Or crap. So it doesn't look like crap under the hood. So next thing you do is just kind of take your alternator and place it back in here. We're going to have two little tabs on each side. And you can either kind of hit them out with a hammer, because when you bolt it back in, the tabs will hit the alternator again, kind of squeeze it tight. But normally, you can just take it and wedge it in there. So once you get these two tapped out of the way, just tap them in just a little bit, and you should be able to slide your alternator back in, like that. And grab your bolts. Just kind of slide them in there, lift the alternator up with this hand, go ahead and push it in as much as you can, grab the other one, slide it back into that locating dowel pin, pull the alternator up just a little bit, wiggle it around a little bit more, and you're set. Now you can start just tightening them up, left and right, and make sure you snug them down good, because you'll pull that dowel pin back down. You want to make sure you get it nice and snug again. The next thing you're going to do is grab your 15mm wrench, come over to your tensioner pulley, and pull up on your tensioner pulley. And I'll give you a little bit of a tip here. It's always easier to put it onto the alternator. There's this smooth idler pulley right here. I'll show you a picture in a second. And what you do is put the tension on this and then slide it onto the smooth one, because the smooth one is always going to be the easiest one to put a belt on. Make sure it's on there. Make sure it's on your alternator good. Make sure it's not over that bolt like I just had it. And then just double check and make sure that your alternator, your belt is on all your brackets. Alrighty. So the next thing we're going to do here is I'm going to get the plug in for my alternator. I'm going to plug it in. Plugs in nice and good. I'm going to grab that charge wire and my 10mm nut. I'm going to put this 10mm nut on here by hand. As much as you can, just put it on down. And then grab your 10mm socket, wrench, whatever you have. Snug that up, nothing crazy. Make sure that it's not spinning the shaft in the alternator. Put the cover back over it here. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is put the intake back on, tighten the battery down, put your cover back on your motor, and we're done. As you put your intake back in, make sure that you get the little hose that goes to your throttle body into this little clip here. Make sure you put the big hose in this clip, just so stuff won't be rattling around or chafing or anything. And then just kind of work it back in here. It's always easier for me to put the clips on before I put it on anything else. But don't clip it down, just kind of push them into the holder. And take the intake tube, slide it back over your mass airflow sensor over here, and then come down here to the throttle body, which I probably should have put that one first. Work it on there, nice and easy. Make sure you got a good connection. Tighten that down, a flathead screwdriver or a 5/16, or I think it's a 8 or 7mm, but I always just use a flathead screwdriver. And then tighten this one down too, over here. Make sure it's all the way up on that. Make sure it's all the way up on your mass airflow sensor. That's tight, that's tight. Let's just clip back together here. All we gotta do now is put the 8mm battery cable back on. Anyways guys, that's gonna wrap this tutorial up on how to change your alternator on your Tahoe or Silverado, Yukon, Denali, whatever it may be. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you guys. I hope it lets you replace your alternator for whatever you had in the alternator, you know, whether it be a $16 pick and pull alternator or a $160 alternator from O'Reilly's that you can replace yourself with just a few simple tools. I hope it's helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please ask me. If you did like the video, please like it, subscribe. Have a great day, guys.